Welcome to leg 61 of the Great Loop aboard the Perch. Today we are having one of our longest runs we've done to date. We are going from Sturgeon Bay down to Milwaukee, and I'll explain as we go through a little bit more about why we're doing this long run. But it was an absolutely gorgeous morning to be cruising as we got ready to leave Sturgeon Bay and headed into the canal that connects the bay to Lake Michigan. We had waited a few extra days in Sturgeon Bay for a better weather window on Lake Michigan. Finally had that weather window, so we headed out. And as I mentioned, this is a really long run. Most loopers would make one or even two stops between here, one perhaps in Manitowoc and another perhaps in Sheboygan, although there are many options. The reason that we are doing this long run is because there has been so much bad weather on the lake, both when we were in Charlevoix and when we crossed over to Wisconsin and we're in Sturgeon Bay. And because we're working aboard, we have some obligations to meet and some places we have to be. So Michael was taking a flight out of Milwaukee the next morning. So that was our destination for the day. If you've been watching these videos, you probably know that the tracks on Lake Michigan are not the most exciting to watch. You really can't see the shoreline from this satellite view of our tracks, so I've cut some time out of here and interspersed it with a few videos. You can see land from here, but it's hard to define very much on the shoreline as we were going past Manitowoc and Sheboygan. But it was some rollers on the lake. We did the first half or so, the first maybe 3 hours of this cruise at a slower speed. It was a Monday. I have meetings on Mondays, and it's a lot easier to be on a Zoom call when we're going a little bit slower. But when I wrapped all that up, we decided to burn the fuel and go a little bit faster since this is over a 100-mile day. But it was pretty much smooth conditions as we worked our way southward on Lake Michigan towards Milwaukee, and just kind of enjoyed the cruise for the day. After a little bit more than 8 hours underway, we reached Milwaukee and entered the breakwall there. You can see that. And then the marina we were staying at was at Lake Shore State Park. So another breakwall as we went in and got tied up there. The first night there, we were the only boat in the marina. It's a very small marina, I think maybe 20 slips, but that was unusual and interesting. But here is our Nebo track for the day. 8 hours underway, plus some, 112.8 nautical miles. 13 knots was our average speed and a maximum speed of 19 knots. So, as I said, a very long trip down the lake. The red is our slower speed while I was working, and the yellow is when we got up on plane to reach Milwaukee faster. More on our visit to Milwaukee. I had never been there, didn't know what to expect. Loved Milwaukee. And more on this marina that we stayed at that is kind of an undiscovered gem in my opinion. As I said, we were the only boat there the first night. The second night, another looper boat joined us. But more on that in our Great Loop Lifestyle about Milwaukee coming soon. Thanks for watching.